Yeah, it's been, I think, a competitive week at training. You got myself coming back from a red card. I think we might see Amy Harrison coming back from an injury, an ACL. So, yeah, there's been a lot of spots up for grabs. But it's a good environment to be around, and everyone's excited because a few points, and we could be could get a premiership. So yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, so how does it feel? I mean, you're only 21, but you have a lot of finals experience. To be at this stage of the season with just 2 rounds remaining, and the table is so tight, isn't it? Sydney FC 22, Canberra United 20, Perth Glory 20.
Yeah, I think each year we always say it gets more and more competitive, but it's almost cliche, but it's definitely the truth. And this year is so unpredictable. Some of the results that have happened, and I think last week was a few crazy results, and I think it was a good time to have a bye for us. But yeah, I think we're sitting pretty well at the moment, and everything's in our hands, which is the way you want it to be. So as long as we play well, then hopefully we will get another premiership.
Have you been able to make any sense? You talk about those crazy scorelines from last week, but Canberra United defeating Perth Glory. So you're talking about teams in the second and third positions on the ladder, but 7-2, bottom placed Adelaide over the Wanderers, 10-2.
Yeah, not really. I think it's obviously great to see so many goals being scored. Sometimes it can be almost a negative thing for the league to see that many goals scored, but I think as I said, it's just so unpredictable and just a competitive league this season, and you never know who's going to win any game. So each week, depending whether you're playing the first team or the last team last on the ladder, you prepare the same way, and every game's going to be a tough fight.
So, Alanna, what are the expectations then of what Newcastle, the Jets, will bring to the table in this match on the weekend?
Well, I think they're possibly fighting for a spot in the finals if results go their way. And I think in the past they've almost been a bit of a bogey team for Sydney. So we know that they're not going to be an easy team to beat. So I think, as I said, lots of spots up for grab this week. So I think that competitiveness is going to carry on into the game, and hopefully we can finish them off early.
I know on Sunday the remainder of the round will be played, including the Western Sydney Wanderers taking on second place Canberra United, and then Perth Glory at home to Adelaide. That Wanderers-Canberra game will be televised. Do you as a team sit down and watch that at all?
Not usually, to be honest, especially being after our game, we'll probably have some recovery. But I know everyone will be watching, obviously, as it gets closer to finals. But probably just be watching from our own lounge rooms. But we'll be on the group chat and making sure that we've secured our spot and see who will come up against.
As we mentioned, already you've been involved in many grand finals at the age of 21, 4 of them in the W League. You've won 1 championship with Sydney FC back in 2013. What has that experience taught you most, Alanna, especially at this time of the season?
I guess I'm very fortunate to have been in so many big games and finals. But I think just that, any game, when it comes to finals football, it can end up, you never know who's going to win. You can finish with the premiership and then end up being out before the final. And I think that's the great thing about football, is that it's so competitive, and it's just a different ball game when it gets to finals. And I think you see different sides of teams and the desperation, and which is something I love. So I guess I know to go into every game and just expect the unexpected.
And you've also won a title in the US, the National Women's Soccer League there, and news coming through this week, Alanna, that you've been traded and you'll join the Orlando Pride in 2017. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I had a great first season in Buffalo with the Flash, but obviously moving on to Orlando and got a trade. So I think I'm very happy with that. I feel like I've sort of closed the chapter at Flash on a high, and obviously not moving forward to Carolina with the girls, but looking forward to being back under Tom Samani, our ex Matildas head coach, and with a few of the other Matildas there as well. So I'm just really excited and can't wait to get over there.
And what's the setup like? We chatted on Grandstand a few weeks back with Sam Kerr of Perth Glory and fellow Matilda along with you. Just the setup of women's soccer in the States. What's it like to be part of? And I suppose balancing it with what you do back in Australia and a comparison with the W League here.
Yeah, I guess I'm fortunate enough to just play soccer here in Australia as well, and with the improvements that we've seen in the last couple of years. But I guess the difference is over there that everyone is full-time, and we go to training, and then our next job is to rest for the next day to be fully fit for the next session. And it's just more of a professional environment, and I guess just something that you don't see in Australia, and hopefully we can get to that eventually. But obviously the girls over there are a little bit older as well. We sort of breed them young over here, which I think is a great thing. But yeah, a lot of older players there who you can gain a lot of experience from.
We wish you the very best for that, Alanna. But before that, the penultimate round of the W League, Sydney FC taking on the Newcastle Jets. Thanks very much for your time and the best of luck. Thanks for joining us on Grandstand.
No worries. Thank you for having me on.